Gonna eat that.
My question to you.
No,
hang
let
on.
me speak,
Listen,
please.
do you want to come and sit down?
Let me speak.
Hey, if you're gonna swear at me, bro, just walk away.
Let me speak for 5 minutes, so I know how this works, right? Everyone in the world goes vegan. You can't. That won't be sustainable.
If we're trying to tackle a problem, do we want to start with a small 4% problem or a 92% problem? Like, well, where would be the logical place to start? I'm not sure what the solution
There's so
is.
many other problems to worry about in the world than this. Yeah, it's just saying the same thing over and over and over again. There's
If you
no
finish
point.
okay,
No,
what was your name?
There's no point. No.
I appreciate you sitting down. Okay.
It probably kills more animals than the meat did.
I showed you, bro. That's not the case.
It is. It's just the fucking truth.
You keep saying it's the truth, but it's not backed up. It's not backed up by data, bro.
Arguments are fucking
And like, I think these guys are laughing, looking at what's happening here, which I think it says a lot about those guys. If they think that's funny, that's fucked up.
I mean, it's not funny. It's definitely sad.
A lot of people like to laugh and joke, but it's not funny.
It is.
Like, do you think that this is funny?
I think it's not fair that you value these animals higher than every other animal.
I don't.
What about the millions and millions of insects that get killed for your crops?
Yeah, but like the majority of crops grown in the world are fed to animals. Number one, number two, like
Whether they're fed to animals
but
or
no,
not doesn't make a difference.
But number two, like you can be against that and against this.
Sure, you can be, but
So like, why
Okay, so
are you
what
trying
gonna
to
eat
why are you
then?
trying to advocate?
No,
paying for
what
this?
are you going to eat that?
My question to you.
No,
my
no,
question to
stop.
you.
No,
hang
let
on.
me speak,
Listen,
please.
Hey, do you want to come and sit down?
Let me speak.
Hey, if you're gonna swear at me, bro, just walk away.
Let me speak for 5 minutes, so I know how this works, right?
If you want to speak,
let anyone else speak.
If you want to
right?
speak, please come and sit down.
I'm alright. I want to say my one thing, and then I want to go have
Yeah,
dinner,
say your one
alright?
thing and then you can walk away.
Alright. So, tell me one food that you can eat that affects no animals at all. No animals. It just doesn't exist. Unfortunately, that's the world we live in.
Would you? Can I just? Do you want to discuss this, or you just want to say your piece and walk away?
No, I'm happy to discuss
Okay,
it.
I would love you to come and sit down if you want to discuss it.
I'm happy
We
to
don't
go
need
have
to- we don't
dinner.
need to film
How
it.
long are you going to be here for?
We don't need to film it. I don't know, maybe another hour or so.
Alright, I'll see. I'll come back.
Sure, that'd be great.
I need to go.
I understand your point. I thought that as well, and I realized that it was a shit argument. And I'll tell you why if you come and sit down.
Tell me now.
Come and sit down.
Alright.
Amazing. Okay. It is true that some animals die in crop production, right? And I actually have a chart here, like exactly for that point, and I would love to show you. I've got it at the back here. Because a lot of people think, do vegans kill more animals than meat eaters, right? If we look at the best studies on the animals that are dying in crop production, we can see that it's approximately this many. This is how many animals are being killed directly for food, like directly to eat. It's a much smaller number. This is still significant. This still matters. These animals still matter. Don't get me wrong. The system that we have at the moment is an industrial agriculture system in plant production and meat production. If we continue to support the meat industry, we are going to go further in this direction where more of these animals die, and this will get worse as well. What I'm advocating for is shifting away from this. We have samples of farms that are veganic farms, permaculture farms, where there is no mass crop production, where we can support full towns on local organically grown food, where we're not having harvesters go through and kill all the mice and the whatever. So that's the path we need to aim for, and that's what we're advocating for. And that will never happen if we continue on a meat-based system.
But it's never going to happen if we go vegan either. Because
But it
no
will,
matter what,
like
if
veganic
everyone,
permaculture
if
is what we're
everyone in the world goes vegan, you can't. That won't be sustainable.
How is that not sustainable?
You need to have big farms. It just is what it is. Unfortunately, it is what it is. I completely agree with you. This is fucking shit. Right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So can we agree we shouldn't pay for that? Number
I
one.
completely agree, but I also agree that I should go and hunt my own animals, right? I should find my own food.
Do you do that?
I do, yeah.
Okay. I think that's awful, but we can talk about that later. You said that the whole world can't sustain on a vegan diet. What you're
No,
saying?
I didn't say a whole world can't sustain.
I don't mean to put words in.
If everyone in the world goes vegan, you can't. That won't be sustainable.
How?
I think, in my opinion, and actually everything says the same thing.
Yeah.
Right. If everyone goes and starts eating a vegan diet, we're still going to be killing millions and millions of animals. The only difference is we'll be killing different animals.
Okay, interesting point. I thought the same thing. This is the biggest study that's ever been done on global land use for agriculture production, like the biggest study that's ever been done. They looked at all the parcels of land in all these different countries. This is the amount of land we use to grow human food. This is how much we grow to grow animal feed, and this is pasture land. So let's say that all of this is non-arable land, we can't farm it, like we need to have animals on this land. We need it because we have to use it. If the world shifted to a vegan diet, we could have the same caloric intake. The whole world could be fed properly with this much land, which is less than we're using now for growing human food and animal feed. So we are using less land. And in this system, we can actually start shifting towards that veganic permaculture, like I was saying, where we don't have that monocrop destruction and death.
But there's no such thing. There's no way you can have a diet, any diet, without killing any animal.
But that's not true. Like if you look at these veganic permaculture farms that exist all over the world, they don't do it. Like what?
Insects, anything.
But like they don't use sprays, they don't use herbicides, pesticides.
Still gonna kill something.
But I mean, like, eat rice. Yeah.
So like the rice fields in New South Wales, ducks eat them. What the fuck are you going to do there?
Like, that's what we were just talking about. And so I spoke to a lady at the Mullumbimby Organic Farmers Market, and I said to her, they grow dry land rice in New South Wales. And I asked her this question. I said, hey, I've heard about these like crop deaths, and like on these farms you have to like kill animals, and sometimes when you harvest it you run over mice and stuff. And she was like we don't shoot any animals. Like, we don't do that. Like, the way that we farm, we don't have to shoot these animals. But like, how is what you're telling me worth more than this rice farmer has told me?
We're all hunters here, yeah? So we
That's awful, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
No, I love it.
That's awful. I'm sorry that you've gone to the point where you think that's good.
Whatever I shoot,
That's really
I
sad.
take home, and I feed it to my family.
I'm sorry that you have to feed your family like that when you could do something else. That's really awful.
That's what I was growing up with.
Yeah, a lot of people have grown up with a lot of awful stuff, and a lot of people realize it's wrong and stop and change.
Your fauna and fauna, those pigs, what are they doing to them?
What do you mean?
They tear up crops. What do you do?
The farmed pigs?
Any pig.
What about all the deer in the, like, we're from Melbourne, right?
Yeah.
Victoria has a crazy feral deer population.
Yeah.
What's going to happen to all of them? If we stop allowing hunting, say,
Yeah.
for example, right? What's going to happen to all those feral deer? They're going to multiply, and they're going to fucking destroy our whole environment.
I think that's a very easy thing to say, and I was enticed by that argument as well.
No, but this is what you're saying to every single thing. I'm saying, look, you're enticed by this, you've seen this. It's just not true.
But like, it's not supported.
simple,
It's not supported by but it's not a fact because I've got the facts right here.
Vegan arguments. Like,
These
what's
aren't
the
vegan.
point?
These
If
aren't
I
done
went,
by
I had
vegan
an hour to have a
scientists.
look at, find some proper, backed up science.
Go and
There's
find it. But
nothing
like
to
what
say.
I've got here, these are the largest studies that have been, and this isn't a vegan
No,
organization.
It's not.
This is not a
How am I
vegan
meant to know that
organization.
now?
You can
Like,
go. You can
it
look
just-
in this
it's
source if
just
you want,
not
bro.
true.
If you actually want to learn,
Unfortunately,
you
it's
need to go
not
and
true.
take the sources. Like, take a photo of this and source it. But the argument about the deers,
I'm sorry,
if we
but
look
there's
at,
no point arguing
if
with
we-
you if you're just going to keep saying the same shit over and over.
But you're just not listening. Like, you're not
No,
listening to
but
the
I am
data.
listening.
You're trying to
The
say this is a
data-
fact when it's not.
Okay.
And I'm showing you
All
that
right,
it's
this
not.
data is about what's happening now. If we let deer, other feral animals in Australia run loose, what do you think's going to happen?
Can I answer that question?
Yeah, go.
I have
go.
a perfect answer for it. This is the current distribution of wild animals in the world,
Okay.
and it's replicated in Australia.
Yeah.
4% of the wild animals, total biomass of wild animals, is that what you're talking about. 62% of the biomass in Australia is livestock that we own. All of the deforestation, like actually clear cutting land, decimating forests, the primary reason it's happening is for beef and sheep. Like, if you want to talk about environmental degradation, we need to start there. Don't talk about the tiny 4% of deer. Talk about the 92%
the
of
thing
animals
is,
that we're
if
growing
we
food for.
Stop all farms. What's going to happen
I'm
to
not-
that 4%?
I'm not saying stop all
okay,
farms.
Right. What's going to happen to that 4% of deer?
Well,
It's
like-
just going to, if no one can control them, because that's what we're doing. We're
Yeah.
controlling them, right? What's going to happen? They're going to increase and increase. And
I agree,
increase.
and I agree it's a problem. Don't get me wrong.
It is a
but
problem.
it doesn't. But like, if we're trying to tackle a problem, do we want to start with a small 4% problem or a 92% problem? Like, where would be
It's
the
not
logical
point.
place to start?
The point is, whatever you're going to do, you're going to harm animals, and unfortunately, that's just the world we live in.
But like, the thing is, we don't need to do it. Like, we don't need to intentionally go out and raise these animals just so we can kill them. Like I said, the amount of animals will get less and less the more we shift towards a vegan diet. I'm not saying it's perfect. We can get it to a point where it's perfect, but we can't do it in this system. Like, we just can't do it in this system. Like, and I don't know why you want to focus on this tiny little sliver here of environmental degradation when we're deforesting worse than the Amazon in Queensland for beef and sheep. Like
How?
that. Like, why not
Okay.
talk about that if you're worried
saying
about the environment?
deforestation, right? Fair enough. Yeah.
That is clear-cutting, decimating
Okay.
habitat. Way
Then
worse than
if
what the deer are doing.
everyone shifts to a vegan diet, where are they going to get food from? They're going to have to take even more land. So
Incorrect.
What do you mean incorrect?
I've shown you
That's
right
just
here.
how
It's
it
right
is.
here, man.
It's just how
if
it
we
is.
shifted to a vegan diet,
Unfortunately, it is how it is.
this is how much land we need. You can go to the source, the Joseph and Poor 2018 study, the largest study ever done on land use on the environment. Like, it's right here, man. Like, this is the most comprehensive study ever done, not by vegan scientists, by environmental activists, showing this is our current land use for our current diet. This is how much we'd need if the world shifted to a vegan diet, and it's less. Like, that's the data.
what's going to happen? It just, unfortunately, it's just unsustainable.
It's not going to happen overnight. I'll agree. It's not going to happen overnight.
No,
it's
but
going to be a
even if it
gradual
doesn't
shift.
happen
But we
overnight,
need to transition away
other
from
things
this.
will take over, and that's just how it is.
But that's problems we have to solve, and that's
But
problems
you
we can
can't just
solve.
solve it.
But if we go into it with a vegan mindset, like if we go into it with a mindset of, okay, let's stop breeding these
How
animals.
are you going to solve problems with feral animals? How are you going to solve that? You can't.
That's an extremely.
If you take a completely vegan viewpoint, it's impossible.
Yeah, and I agree. Like the feral animals in Australia is a huge problem. Like cats and foxes and stuff, they're killing our native species.
Yeah.
Huge issue. They currently don't really have a plan. They're like, this is kind of fucked. We don't know what to do. We're trying baiting. We're trying these DNA like viruses we can like release into them. They don't really have a good plan. However, this is something, when I went to a wildlife conservation place in Western Australia, this is a really interesting story. I hope you pay attention to it. They talked about all the studies they've done on feral cats and foxes. And what they did, they put these GPS collars on them with GoPros so they could track how many hunts they have where they're chasing an animal versus how many successful kills. And they found that cats were getting nearly 100% kill rate in area that had been deforested and clear cut because the animals didn't have anywhere to hide. That kill rate went down to about 10% when they were in their native habitat. So if we stop clearing all this land so that we can grow cows and pigs, then we have more native habitat.
Though, is it?
No, but if they have their
animals.
No, I'm not saying native habitat for the cats and the foxes. I'm saying for our native
about the deer?
species. I'm saying for our native species.
But the deer are going to take over. The cats are going to take over. The foxes are going to take over.
That's all something that we have to figure out a solution to.
But
I'm not sure what the solution is.
What are you going to do?
I'm not sure what the solution is, but I know the solution isn't this. Like to continue supporting that. Like I don't think you can say, oh, this is a problem. We don't know what we're going to do. So let's just keep doing this. Like,
but it is a problem.
It is a problem, and I'm not sure what the solution is.
There's so many other problems to worry about in the world than this.
I don't think so, man.
At the moment, it's just what it is, unfortunately.
But like, this is the leading cause of environmental degradation in the world by far. Like, if we're worried about the environment, this is what's happening for animal product consumption. Like,
yeah, it's just saying the same thing over and over and over again. There's no point.
Okay, what was your name?
There's no point. No.
I appreciate you sitting down. Okay. And also, I would just like to say, we're not just showing the worst of the worst footage. Like, we show footage from free-range organic farms. Farm Transparency Project, last year they investigated 30 slaughterhouses across Australia. The goal is to investigate every single slaughterhouse. We're on it. We're on the job. We want to investigate every single one. We're not just trying to show the worst of the worst. We're showing the organic. We're showing the free range. Everything is in this documentary. It's called Dominion 2018. And
pigs that you showed,
from the pig dogging, yeah, that's awful.
what are you going to do? You're going to let them run around, kill your cats, eat your food?
Again, a problem we've created. Continuing to support this is not the solution. Like that, continuing to support this is not going to solve that problem. I don't know what the solution is. That's not my area of expertise. But I know for a fact, continuing to support this is not the solution.
In the meantime, find a solution and then get back to us afterwards.
But like, why is your solution to continue eating this? Like when you go out tonight, you're not eating a piece of meat that you've hunted. You're gonna eat a piece of meat that's come from here. Like if you're going out for dinner, you're not getting a piece of meat that you've hunted. You're eating a piece of meat that comes from here.
All the animals that I hunt.
No, forget about them for a second. The meat that you're gonna eat tonight comes from a place like this. Why support a place like this? Why do you want to contribute to that?
To go hungry.
Eat something else, bro. Ask for the vegan option. It's easy.
Eat what?
Eat a vegan option. Like, go and ask what the vegan option is.
Option probably kills more animals than the meat did.
I showed you, bro. That's not the case.
It is. It's just the fucking truth.
You keep saying it's the truth, but it's not backed up. It's not backed up by data, bro.
Arguments are fucking.
Bring me the evidence, bro. I've shown you the evidence. If you disagree, bring me something to counter. Don't just say your arguments are shit. Bring it back, brother. Can't wait to see it. Enjoy, bro. If anyone would like a more civil conversation, please come and sit down. Yeah, bro, please.